Bro, you too low. He gonna call back. Uh, yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. We hold these truths to be self evident that all men are created equal and they are endowed by their creator with certain unalienable rights, and among which are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. We'll deal with that later because that's supposed to be Trap Gardner. And Trap is in transit right now. So I'm gonna get this thing started. I'm Mills Lane, and this is American Culture Topics. Now I said sorry. Do you forgive me? Forgiveness culture. And that's taught throughout America. I personally subscribe to forgiveness culture. I think that it's something that exists, but it has its purposes, it has its points. It's not an everyday thing. So, first one in the house is 707. So, salute to CMW Recordings. 707 Cortez in the house. Got out there. Visit his channel. Like and share, subscribe. That's how you get down. That's how you understand life. That's how you. Yeah. So, as I'm trying to promote the channel, take like dollar sign fats did this week. That was funny. Yeah. So we out here. We doing our thing. And if I'm on delay, will you forgive me? Please forgive me. But this is the time I usually let Trap start off his yippity yap. But since Trap is currently busy out there driving and nobody wants him to get into an accident or anything. But yeah, forgiveness culture. How I look at forgiveness. And let's clear the air. Let's talk about some things that are me that started. I also am a Christian man in America. So somebody been telling me to forgive, want me to forgive. They want me to forget pretty much everything I've seen, everything I've heard about, things I've been taught. They don't want me to know. Or they okay with me knowing, but they want to make sure that my mentality is about that. You look behind me, that's the truth right there. That's some scripture written by somebody who did not write in the Bible, and we put a dollar bill in there. And there's a reason for that. Because that's the belief system right there. Yeah, we believe in one day we're going to sit there and eat with God and relax and eat. We also understand that that dollar costs a lot. We got to make sure that that dollar helps us eat while we not up there eating. You see what I'm saying? So that's what we're going to do. We're going to relax, wait, take our time. But when we get a chance to eat, we will eat. What's going on this evening? Salute to everybody out there that's getting there, doing what they got to do. 7 o'clock at night, some people still working, some people still traveling. And if that's the case and you're joining us on a rebroadcast, thank you. But moving along, recently in the news, there's been a lot of talk about forgiveness. So, and there was a case, a police officer, Amber Geiger, that me and Trap, we covered on one of our segments when we were on the Ruckus Radio Network. One of the segments called Cops Shot the Blank, because for some reason a cop was shooting somebody almost at a rate of every week. So we were able to pull a story about a cop shooting somebody every week, as if this was a culture in America that becomes a topic. So anyway, we did have to talk about Amber Geiger and when she shot Jean Botham. And this story was about her in an apartment complex where she went to the wrong apartment thinking it was hers, was able to open the door. While we lock our doors in America, but she was able to open the door and thinking that it was her apartment, and she saw the gentleman, that now deceased, and where she thinks that it's his fault for entering her apartment, she shoots him. So, with all that being said, we fast forward to this week where she was found guilty of murder in Texas. Now, American culture and American history has showed us that when somebody is convicted of murder in Texas, Texas is like the number one death penalty friendly state. Usually somebody that's shot in Texas or killed in Texas and somebody's convicted of murder in Texas, they usually get the death penalty. So are they going to give her the chair? Are they going to give her a lethal injection? Like, maybe they go humane with it. I don't know. Well, Amber got in prison. 10 years in prison. Now, I've seen crime. Salute to Mac J. Trap will be here shortly. I've seen crime before. What I have not seen is the sentencing guidelines in Texas be so lenient, where this Amber Geiger has a parole opportunity in 5 years. So I'm thinking, how does this happen? Well, look no further than looking at the good old system. So I took a little bit more detail into the case. Who are we dealing with? Who's the judge? Was this case just by judge? No. Geiger decided to go to court to trial. Who's on the jury? The jury had 5 African Americans or black, because from our Black culture show, you realize every black person is not an African American. I think it had 3 Hispanics, and the important thing to note is she was found guilty of murder, but for sentencing, she was only given 10 years. Again, I'm talking about Texas. Everything's bigger in Texas, including sentencing for criminal activity. But how does 10 years become what she got? So I had to look at what happened after she was found guilty. Botham's brother got on the stand, and it's a moment when a family member of yours was murdered did nothing to deserve it, innocent of murder. Yes. And your family member gets murdered, and he gets on the stand and he's crying. And it was a deep religious thing inside of him because he did not want to get in front of that camera, I noticed, in front of the whole world with his Christian faith background and say, in essence, fuck that bitch. He didn't want to do it. He didn't want to do it. He could have did it, but he didn't want to do it. Now, instead, he decides to cry out of concern for this guilty woman who's guilty of murdering his brother. And he cried and cried to the point where he asked the judge, could he give the guilty defendant a hug, as if he had forgiveness in his heart that he wanted to share with the world. And the judge, of course, allowed it. We saw a court bailiff combing through the guilty defendant's hair. We saw that as well. We also saw just a lot of the judge of this case showed compassion, which is, I have no problem with a judge showing compassion as a point of, for a guilty person, we want them to be able to not only repent, that's for the religious folk, but we want these guilty people to, reconcile their ways. We want them to grow up. We want them to, rejoin society one day, if possible. At least we want them to grow. And if they don't grow, we know it's gonna be a recidivism where they end up back in prison. So for all those things we want, I've never seen a judge take the time to leave and decide that she wants to go down and give Bible verses and also give hugs to this guilty murderer. I'm not talking about a guilty drug dealer, guilty bank robber. I'm talking about somebody who took a life. And it's tough because race ends up playing a part. And I think that's the piece that I'm dancing around it right now. Trust me, we got some time. But I'm dancing around it right now just to let you know that race is the part that's playing the biggest part here. Oh my goodness. What do I do? Okay. So what we gonna do? All right, real quick. Salute Mac J. Salute Blue Label Multimedia. His squad is 3-1. Ain't mad. That's what's up. We'll see y'all soon. The Buffalo Bills. And it might be Trap. And salute to Mel Quan, who's a Jets fan, who don't think he's a Jets fan, but he is. Let's do it. We're gonna try to get Trap in the house. Hit the buttons, right? Yeah, do that damn thing, man. Yeah, Yeah, so technical kinda issues. You know what I'm saying? We get trapped in here. No, Patriots kid, hold that blue label. Oh, cut that out. What's good? What's you good? I hear you a little bit better. Now it's up to the audience to see if they can hear you. Can you hear the trap? Trap. Say hi to the people. I don't know, man. He's still low. Yeah, with that kind of language, it's gonna be tough to forgive you. Yeah. Okay. So Trap, I'm about to wrap up talking about because give you some time, wrap up talking about this lady. I'm at the point where salute to D Holla in the house. So I'm basically at the point where it's I've talked about the judge. I've talked about the brother. I've discussed the bailiff, the court bailiff. I pretty much discussed she was fixing her hair and shit. Yeah, but all of them was black. But other than that, what's your thoughts on forgiveness? Yeah.
I still want that money. You feel me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Now, can I forgive them for slavery? Fuck no. Fuck no. Can I forgive the American Indians for owning slaves? Fuck no.
And I'm kind of concerned because there was a lot of attacks with the Christianity piece. You see what I'm saying? And no, just people was attacking Christianity like, oh, it's Christianity. Look at them. They it's this Jesus thing. And I'm sitting here like Nat Turner was a preacher. Nat Turner was a preacher. They had him preaching to the slaves. You understand? But one of the things that happened was they was like trying to pull pages out the Bible so he couldn't see everything. But the more he read it, the more he realized, hey, I'm not supposed to be treated like this. And he was able to revolt.
Well, see, that's the thing about a motherfucker. What's wrong with some people ask for forgiveness? First thing is, before you ask forgiveness to anybody, you must keep them in the dark of your crimes. You know what I mean? You can't give up all the tapes. You know what I mean? Because the part you want them to forgive you for, they might say, yeah. But the shit that you did underneath, the underhanded shit that you might have done, then there you go. See what I'm saying? There you go into conflict. Okay? You go into conflict with that shit. So you gotta be careful with the tapes that you release, the things that you ask for forgiveness for, because they can come back and bite you on your ass. You know what I mean? So one must always remember, when you ask for forgiveness, you can't tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth in the pursuit of being forgiven. You can't do that because it don't work that way. Okay? Forgiveness is a weakness that can be exploited. You know what I mean? By some deviant motherfuckers. You feel me?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's like the white man.
But okay, now you go on racial with it. I'm okay with that. I have no problem with that because I think
I got some black motherfuckers that I don't like neither. Shit.
Exactly. I think, but you want to know something? You want to know something? I see that black people have a tougher time forgiving their own kind. For instance, listen, it's people that go to church, right? And they'll forgive Dylan Roof for killing 9 people at AME Church in South Carolina, but they don't speak to their own sister.
Over the pie that she fucking
Exactly. So that forgiveness model, it kind of falls apart when people, it's like they have a problem with their own family members.
Exactly. And it goes even deeper than that. You know what I mean? It's like, oh man. It's like the sisters won't forgive the brothers because they couldn't do for them what they needed to do. And the brother said to him, hey, listen, white man got me under a lot of pressure. You know what I mean? You go home and shit and say, listen, you know what I mean? Baby, I had a hard day. They dogged me. They treated me wrong. You know what I mean? And I don't think I can go back to that job. I got to find a new hustle and shit. And these motherfuckers will be like, what? You gonna quit that job? Quit that job? You know what, motherfucker? You can pack your shit and go. Because I'm tired of this shit.
In the chat, Melquan the General said that's facts about how people we hate ourselves more, man. As far as black people are concerned.
Don't call it hate.
Oh no, it's real. It becomes hate. And like, check this out. Farrakhan came out and said he loved everybody. He loved all of us. Okay.
I believe him too. I believe every word he said.
Now here's a joke that y'all heard from Mills Lane first. This is my joke.
Oh boy. You talking about my brother, man.
No, Mills Lane been trying to do comedy, y'all. So here's the joke.
Yeah, okay, you better be comedian.
Okay, you know, Farrakhan, he loves us, right? And I be telling Farrakhan, like, listen, you want to get all of us? All you gotta do is figure out how to make impossible pork.
Oh, you know what? That's not even
He figure out how to make some impossible pork, he can get all the black people. But go ahead, man.
okay. So what I was saying is, and you took me off of that.
You was ready to defend him. I ain't had nothing negative to say.
No, fuck you, man.
Yo, fuck you.
Pork eating motherfucker. You know what? Hold up.
now take that, you pork eating mother.
Okay, that's a different thing. That's a different kind of white meat, baby. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay. It says pork, the other white meat, so.
Yeah, the other white meat shit. But what I'm saying is,
forgive me.
It's not that black people hate each other. It is a learned behavior, the Willie Lynch thing.
Come on. Okay, we go here. We end up going here every week. We talk about black people. We talk about the learned behavior of oppressing people. We talk about the learned behavior of shooting each other, whether it's the Wild Wild West or the mafia stuff we saw. We talk about all of this stuff, but we are forgiving the oppressor when they do bad things, such as the Dylan Roof or the Amber Geigers of the world. But we don't forgive each other. You know what? Nasty joke. We kind of be lenient on family members that be doing nasty stuff.
Yeah.
I seen black families like, they're like, hey, we told you not to go next to Uncle Tony. You know he's a molester. Now go walk it off. Hey, how you doing? All right, Master Shock Value in the house. Master Shock Value, let you know that Trap had to, he had some Alzheimer's today, so he had to go back to work. And so we had to do the show separate locations.
So anyway, what I was saying is that this deep down ingrained not forgiving the brothers or hating on the brothers for the same, for some shit, it's ingrained into us by the system.
By the sisters?
The system. It's a system will
the system.
The system.
I hear you.
It will allow me to kill a black man, right? And walk. Get out of jail after 5 years after killing a black man. Now, I use the same gun, and I pop a white boy, right? And I do life. Okay? So now I wake up one morning and I have the need to kill another human being. Okay?
Yeah.
But I don't want to spend the rest of my life in jail. So it says to me, the system says, go ahead and kill that brother, man. It's all right. Go ahead, shoot that motherfucker. Well, damn, I got to find a reason to shoot this man. Oh, don't worry about it. You don't need no reason at all. Just pop him. You know what I mean? Yeah, I do 5 years of them up. You know what I mean? I get my street creeds and shit and all that shit, and everything is good. Everybody's happy. White man's happy.
I had made a statement earlier today in Star's room, and I said Black Lives Matter except during sentencing guidelines.
Exactly. So when the guidelines were written, they wasn't written for us. They were written for them. See, we always got to remember, you know what I mean, that there's two justice systems. You know what I mean? And not just us. Not justice, but just us.
Okay.
You know what I mean? You gotta remember where you at now. Come on now. That don't mean that's what it means, right? Justice. You know what I mean? Don't mean you, motherfucker. It mean just them. You know what I mean? You always did, but the brothers don't want to understand that.
Well,
they all want to believe that justice, liberty, and all that other stuff is for them. Was written for them. Well,
hey, Trap, I got a surprise for you for our this day in history. Okay. No, trust me. It fits. It fits. Okay. Trust me. It fits. It's perfect.
Okay.
But So what about, you know, forgiveness when it comes to like relationship forgiveness?
Oh, there you go, motherfucker. There you go. You know damn well whatever I say out of my mouth is not gonna be the whole truth or nothing but she is in this building.
Okay, well, I'm flying solo right now. I'll fly solo on relationship forgiveness.
I'm not trying to fly solo, motherfucker.
Okay, well, just sit back and listen, old man. So anyway, let's just relax, old head. I got you. When it comes to forgiveness in relationships, it's a different world because people have built up this long, most of the time, a long foundation that they kind of rely on each other to be honest. So when they do, one does something to cause the other one to be upset by mistrust, the force of forgiveness is needed. And it's not the easiest thing to happen. Let's go to the extreme level. Let's not take it light. Let's go extreme. She walks in on the man and he has 4 women in her bedroom. Asking for forgiveness would be tough. God damn. Trout Chaser showed up. So anyway, salute to you, Trout Chaser, Kanowski. I know who y'all are. So anyway, yeah, Kanowski. He's a veteran. So anyway, if your woman walks in and you got 4 bitches in the bed,
I ain't gonna use that word.
Oh no! I turned up for Trout Chasers. So anyway, and it's gonna be tough for her to forgive you for what you fucking did. Okay?
No, not really.
Well, yeah, it is.
It's not none of her.
Okay, vice versa. You walk in to your bedroom and you find your woman with 4 dudes, 4 races too. 1 black, 1 white, one Mexican, and 1 Asian, Chinese Asian at that. Everybody died. You see what happened to forgiveness?
I do forgive. That's why everybody dies. We put them out their misery right quick instead of torture. You know what I mean?
You trying to get forgiveness for yourself, huh? You trying to go back and God say, God, I'm sorry.
Yeah, right.
That ain't gonna be a true forgiveness.
Well, I don't know. You know what I mean? Because I ain't dead yet. You know what I mean?
Don't. 6. Hold on, Melquan got 16 in the clip and 1 in the hole. They dog about to make the body turn whole.
Somebody got to die, dog. But no, for real. Let's get real. Okay, say dude come home, he catches his wife in the bed with his best friend or her best girlfriend or his sister. You know what I mean, or whatever. You know what I mean? It don't matter. Shit. These kind of forgiveness are from the heart. Okay, so from the heart forgiveness, you have to give a little bit of leeway to it because the heart is a weak thing that we all have, and we all have a heart. Most of us. Okay? So some people, they choose to project their hypo life experience, and had it all rolled up and shit, and the church going, hello, you still here?
Yep.
The church going experience, the thing they say, they read the book, they talk about Jesus, you know what I mean? God told me to forgive you, you know what I mean? And I'm going to forgive you, but you better not do that again, honey, you know what I mean? Then you got motherfuckers like me, you know what I mean? Starting cold-hearted. And I don't really mean it cold-hearted like that. You know, I said something to somebody who I love, who I really much love. I said, I have a stone cold heart. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's so hard. My heart is so hard. It's like a diamond. You know what I mean? It's hard as a diamond. And they looked at me and at first they just said, wow, that's a pretty strong statement. You know what I mean? That's kind of rough. Remember how a diamond is born, okay? A diamond is first a biological thing at first. Before it becomes cold, it's a biological thing. Plants and animals that died millions and millions of years ago. And then it goes under this kind of pressure, right? It's very, very, very strong. After millions of years, it turns into a diamond. So it gets the living, then it gets to die, and then if you pick up a piece of coal, it's not warm to the touch. You pick up a diamond, it's not warm to the touch. It's cold. But a diamond is born in a fire. You know what I mean? I'm a fire for somebody to get past that heart, that stone cold heart of mine. This is very hard. It's not an easy thing. You know what I mean? Once I let somebody in, right, I love hard. So if you do something to me, I'm going to take it hard. I'm not going to take it easy. I take things to the heart. You know what I mean? Because that's who I am. You know what I mean? And so some people, the feelings could be the worst thing in the world when you start talking about forgiveness. You know what I mean? Seriously. Because some people's hearts won't allow them to forgive. No matter what the other party does, how much of remorse the other party comes up. Some people just can't get over that. You know what I mean? They won't get over it. They won't allow their heart to take control of that situation. You see?
Yeah, well, like I was saying, as far as that relationship stuff, for the most part, people can get over, I think, small stuff, but like it gets tougher when they start talking about like beating on people, domestic violence. Sometimes like people can't get over somebody damaging they property. Or maybe they can, sometimes they can go past that forgiveness part. Like I said, it's like I was told by somebody, it's in relationships, it's similar to a mirror. Once you get a crack in the mirror, you can glue it back together, but the crack is always going to be there.
Well, see, that's the thing about it. And if you say that you truly gonna forgive somebody, then you gotta go in with eyes wide open when you say that. Your eyes gotta be wide open when you say that. Don't be going around talking about, oh, I forgive, and then 6 months later come back with the same bullshit. You know what I mean? You're like, yo, I thought we forgot about that.
People don't give up. I mean, like something happened, it always come up. Like, no. Girl, find phone numbers in your wallet or something. You gonna hear about that as long as y'all together, okay?
Nope. And you know what?
You might tell her, hey, that's the past. I thought we was together. Like, why you bothering me with this? Come on, shorty. But
it's time to roll, dog. It's time to roll. It's time to get the fuck up out of there. If you really, truly have forgiven, and you put that to the past, right? Okay. I ain't saying forget. You know what I mean? I ain't saying forget. I'm saying if you truly, 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 truly mean that you are forgiven, you gotta let that shit go. You know what I mean? Because it ain't nothing like but like a piece of rust on a piece of metal. It's gonna grow and grow and grow and grow unless you take it, you rub out the rust, you prime it, and then you repaint it. Okay? Now, if somebody agreed to that, right? They agreed to let the forgiveness begin, right? And the healing begin. You gotta let that shit go.
Okay.
And if you can't let that shit go, then don't do it. You know what I mean? Don't do it.
Wise words from the trap.
Wise old bastard and shit.
To wrap up forgiveness culture, we have people like Lance Armstrong who said, "Hey, I didn't dope. I never doped. I ain't doping." Winning all these Tour de France titles, to turn around and say, "Okay, I was doping. I'm sorry, y'all. Can you forgive me?" Tiger Woods.
What did he do?
He got caught out there with 19 women. There's only 18 holes on the golf course. He had 19 holes.
Well, actually, some of them, well, anyway, as I was saying.
Okay.
Tiger had no business ass in the world of forgiveness. You know what I mean? He only had one person. He only had one person that needed to say, "I forgive you."
Here's another person that asked for forgiveness. Ryan Lochte, who when he was in Brazil for the Olympics, claimed that he got robbed.
But what was that about? You know what I mean?
I mean, they was there. They were a lot of people down there robbing people. So he said, "You know what? I'm gonna get me some sympathy by saying I got robbed."
But listen, this is the thing about people. Oh, okay, what about the girl that what was her name? Susan something. They killed her kids and shit. A nigga did it.
Come on, man. We talked about that. Susan Smith.
Right up. She killed all. She killed the kids. That black man did it. They locked up every black man in that county. Got locked up between the ages of 25 and 30. They locked up everybody. He did it. Was this the nigga that did it? No. Was this the wait a minute. Then after a while, they was like, "Hey, we locked up every nigga in the whole damn county." And she said none of them did it. And that means she done this shit herself. You know what I mean? Oh, fuck you. Did she? Yeah, she did. Oh, man. So the white man, they ain't never said they forgive. They want to forget that shit about how that went down.
So you think it's a racial thing? Whites don't forgive?
It always comes down to that.
Okay.
It's a racial thing when it comes down to forgiveness between blacks and whites and what you call them. It's a racial thing all the way, and ain't nothing nobody to do about it. Nothing you, me, or nobody else.
All right. And my final thoughts are for this country to be such, well, it used to be a real Christian country, but it's falling apart. But a lot of the views are still Christian. And I challenge Christians, especially black Christians. You don't have to stand in front of a camera in front of the world and say, "Oh, I forgive the murderers and this and that." You don't have to do that. In fact, that don't get you no cool points with God anyway. Your relationship is a personal relationship. So if you do forgive, you talking to God and you say that to God. You ain't got to tell us. In fact, I don't want to hear it. Because if I hear it, I'm going to think that you're soft. I'm gonna think that you're docile, and I think that you don't care about your life, and that's something that needs to change. But
a lot of sugar in the tank, dog. That's all I got.
Exactly.
A lot of sugar.
But now it's time for this day in history, Trap.
Oh boy.
Trap, I'm taking you to 1995, October 3rd.
Oh boy.
You know what happened on October 3rd in 1995?
No, I don't know what happened. You tell me what happened.
Judge Lance Ito asked the jury to read the verdict. When the verdict was read, we find the defendant, Orenthal James Simpson, not guilty of murder. That's right. Of both Nicole Brown and Ron Goldman. Today is the day that the verdict was read. There were a lot of people ready to riot. Day trial. Yes. Now, every day at court, there was a man, a white man, goes by the name of Fred Goldman. He was the father of Ron Goldman, the man who was murdered alongside Nicole Brown Simpson, right, in 1994.
And not only was he the father of that man, he was the one that gave that man his training. You know what I mean? His cop training. How to go out there and get your cook at. So why is he so angry? You know what I mean? Why is he so angry? I mean, didn't he tell his son, yo, man, no, you got to take him to neutral grounds. They got an ex-husband out there, a big motherfucker like that. You know what I mean? Got to take her to neutral grounds, son.
What? Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Why I thought this was important because Fred Goldman, father Ron Goldman, he always wanted OJ's neck. So he was the person we saw. He went on TV. OJ got acquitted. He went to civil trial where he was able to win. They say he got $33 million or whatever. He got OJ's Heisman Trophy. He did all this, but he never forgave him.
No, and you know what? White folks don't give black folk on TV. Now, if he did it behind closed doors, I don't know.
My point. Exactly.
I never heard a white folk say, I forget that nigga. You know what I mean? No, I'm sorry for him, but I'm going to give him some forgiveness and shit. Oh, no, we don't get that. You know what I mean?
That's right.
We don't get that from white folk shit. You know what I mean? So, but the black folk, they have to say. They have to say. See, it's not something they want to say, but they put a gun, the sheriff put a gun at the back of a black man. They say, okay, listen here, darky. You're going to go over there and you're going to say, you forgive. And if you don't, all those traffic tickets you got, I'm going to come down on your ass. You heard me? Hello?
Yeah, I hear you.
That's how that shit works. So the white man forces the black man to take the forgiveness. You know what I mean?
No, it's they put the camera in their face. You hear me?
Huh?
They put the camera in your face. They put the microphone in your face, and they say, "Do you forgive that white man for running you over?"
Hell no. Hell no. Shit.
So
is that gonna give me a brand new leg?
My suggestion is when they put that camera in your face asking you, do you forgive? Won't you say, did Fred Goldman forgive OJ?
No.
That's all you got to say. Don't say nothing and say, my relationship with God is a personal relationship. It's nothing to do with y'all.
See, and that's the whole thing about it. See, it's the thing about the forgiveness thing. It actually is a personal thing between your relationship with God.
Exactly.
It don't have nothing to do with these folks thinking about a sin. It doesn't.
Nothing.
It's not for them to say whether you should forgive or not. It's for you to say, oh no. See, some things you never say publicly. You know what I mean? You never get up in church and start confessing to your bad shit. You never say that in church, you know? You know, the preacher like, yo, man, go on up here and testify. Oh, I want to testify that I was a bad man. And I did this, I did that. And I'm sorry for my wife and my children. You know what I mean? Them motherfuckers be like, I knew that motherfucker wasn't no good. And you like, oh, motherfucker, what you, let me hear your confession. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
When it comes to confessions, if it doesn't fit, then you must have quit. Ladies and gentlemen, that has been Trap Gardner with the low phone. We're going to fix it. We're going to figure out what went wrong.
What went wrong with my phone, motherfucker?
The people couldn't hear you, man. So,
well, you know what? I'm glad they couldn't hear me because you know what? I was cussing all of y'all motherfuckers out.
Oh gosh!
Goddamn body. Okay, I ain't forgiving shit.
I would give out his PayPal information, but y'all ain't gonna forgive him for that shit.
I apologize. Okay, I'm sorry.
Oh, he asking for forgiveness. See, there you go.
I'm sorry.
That's Trap Gardner, PayPal. That's Mills Lane. It's about 8 o'clock. Some people got football to watch. All I know is, please forgive me for starting a little late, but the show was a little great. Oh, I gotta go work on it. But other than that, for Trap Gardner, I'm Mills Lane saying thanks for joining us tonight on American Culture Topics with liberty and justice for all.
For some.
Yeah, it don't sound quite right tonight. She only got 10 years for murder. Man.
Well, 10 years and shit, you know.
Peace out, people. She got parole at 5, bro.
I forgive all of you people out there.
She got parole.